Hello everyone. I am Jay Kumar Swami, lecturer in electrical department in government polytechnic area. Hope you all are fit and fine. Dear students, we know that due to corona pandemic, the whole country has a lockdown itself. The country is struggling with schools, colleges, teachers, and lack of education. Most of these colleges of the country have started online classes. You must take advantages of these opportunities. I started this channel. I started giving the online classes to continue our study. Now it is easy to make connection with you all, and this will help us to cover the syllabus and to maintain the follow of study. Today my topic is single phase transformer. uh, the efficiency of electrical power transmission has been improved by the use of higher voltages. This is one of the main reasons that alternating current AC has nearly entire replaced uh, uh, dial, uh, uh, direct current for power transmission and distribution. While it is true that the AC generator is better than the DC generator for producing higher voltages, the transformers is the device or maintain machines primarily responsible for the wide use of AC today. Basically, the transformer is a device for transferring electrical energy from one circuit to another electrical circuit without changing a frequency. The transformer accomplishes the change in voltage without use of moving parts, and therein lies its great advantages. The cost per kilowatt is mm, comparatively low, and the efficiency is high. As a matter of fact, the transformer is the most efficient piece of electrical machinery. And efficiency of 98 and 99 percentages are not at all uncommon, since there are no moving parts. Maintenance is simpler to and cheaper, and they require installations for extremely high voltage uptime can be more easily be mm, constructed. Uh, Next one is Next one is working principle of a transformer. A transformer is a static piece of apparatus by means of which electrical power in one circuit is transferred into electrical power of the same frequency in each other and another circuit. It can be rise or lower, and it can be rise means step up or lower means step down the voltage in a circuit, but with a corresponding decreases or increases in current. Physically, a transformer is mutual induction between two circuits linked by common magnetic flux. It consisting of two inductive coils which are electrically separated but magnetically linked through a path of low reluctance. The two coils possess high mutual inductance. If one coil is connected to a source of AC voltage, an AC flux is set up in the laminated core, most of which is linked with the other coil in which it produces mutually induced EMF. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, small e is equal to m into di by dt. Uh, If the second coil circuit is closed, a circuit flows in it, and so electrical energy is transferred entirely magnetically from the first coil to the second coil. The first coil in which electrically energy is fed from the AC supply mains is called primary winding, and the other form which is energy is drawn out is called secondary winding. In brief, a transformer is a device that transformers. First one is transformers electrical power from one circuit to another. It does so without a change of frequency. It accomplishes this by electromagnetic induction. And fourth one is where the two electric circuits uh, are in mutual inductive influence of each other. Next one is uh, transformer construction. Constructionally, the transformers are two general types. The two types are known as core type and shell type. In the uh, in the so-called core type transformers, the winding surrounds a considerable part of the core, whereas in shell type transformers, the core surrounds a considerable portion of the windings. For the core type transformer, the primary and the secondary windings are located in the on the opposite legs, means limbs of the core, but in actual construction, these are always interval to reduce leakage flux. As shown in figure, half of the primary and half of the secondary windings have been placed side by side or constructively on each limb, not primary on the one limb and the secondary on the other. Uh, in both core and shell type transformers, the individual laminations are cut in the form of log strips of L's, E's, and I's, as shown in figure. The assembly of the complete core of the two types of transformer is shown in figure. In order to avoid high reluctance at the joints where the laminations are but against each other, the alternate layers are struck differently to eliminate these joints. Core type transformers. In small size of core type transformer, simple rectangular core is used with cylindrical coils which are either circular or rectangular in form. But for large size core type transformers, round or circular cylindrical coils are used. The core is made up of silicon steel laminations which are either rectangular or L-shaped. With coil wound than the two legs, the appearance is that figure. In order to provide maximum linkage between the windings, the group of each leg is made up of both high tension and low tension coils. This may be seen whereas a cross-sectional cut is taken across the legs of the core. By placing the high voltage winding around the low voltage winding, only one layer of high voltage insulation is required. If the high voltage coils were uh, adjust, adjacent to the core, an additional high voltage insulation layer would be necessary between the coils and the iron core. Thus, the arrangements of high voltage winding around the low voltage winding reduce the cost of insulations. So low voltage, the cross-section of core type transformer, core, low voltage insulation. This one is low voltage winding. This one is high voltage insulation. There is one high voltage winding. The cross-section of a core type transformer. Next one is shell type transformer. As can be seen figure, the iron almost entirely surrounds the copper in the shell type transformer construction. Uh, the core is made up of E-shaped for F-shaped lamination, which are stacked to give the rectangular figure 8. All the windings are placed on the center legs, and in order to reduce leakage, each high side coils is adjacent to a low side coil. The coil actually occupy the entire shape of both windings, are flat in shape and are usually constructed of strip copper. Again, to reduce the amount of high voltage insulation required, the low voltage coils are placed adjacent to the iron core. In the core type and comparison between core type and shell type transformers. In the core type, and the magnetic path is longer than in the shell type transformer. In the core type, the average length per turns in shorter than in the shell type transformer. The high voltage coil insulation is more easily and economically in the core type transformer. And therefore its use is often favored for high voltage, low and medium capacity circuits. For multi-winding design, shell type construction is performed by many manufacturers rather than the core type. Next one is, in order to obtain circular coils that are used or easier to wound and provide more mechanical strength, especially when the short circuits occur, the core of transformer is made by different sizes, different sizes of laminations. Laminations are used to minimize the eddy current losses. This type of design is called circumcursiform type. In order to obtain shorter magnetic circuit and shorter average length of turn per coil, a special type of design of core for shell type. This type of design is called distributed shell type transformer. The distributed core has 4 return legs for the magnetic field. That is, there are 2 more legs at right angles to the original ones. The additional advantages of this type of design is that it makes for a more compact transformer per kVA of the capacity. In order to obtain circular coils that are used or easier to wound and provided more mechanical strength, especially when the short circuit occur, the core of transformer is made by different sizes of laminations. Laminations are used to minimize the eddy current losses. This type of design is called cruciform type. So in figure 14.23, the cruciform core construction. This is called cruciform construction. So next one is distributed shell type transformer. In order to obtain shorter magnetic circuit and a shorter average length of turn per coil is a special type of design for core for shell type. This type of design is called distributed shell type transformer. The distributed core has 4 return legs for the magnetic field. That is, there are 2 more legs at right angles to the original ones. The additional advantages of this type of design is that it makes for a more compact transformer per kVA of capacity. Next one is, transformers are generally housed in tightly fitted sheet metal tank filled with a special insulating coil. This oil has been highly developed and its function is twofold. The circulation is it not only keeps the coils reasonably cool, but also provides the transformer with additional insulation not obtainable when the transformer is left in the air. Another mean of classifying the transformer is according to the type of cooling employed. The following types are in common uses: oil-filled, self-cooled, oil filled, water cooled, and air blast. Third one is air blast. This changing flux is linked both primary and secondary winding. Therefore, it is provide self-induced EMF in primary. The self-induced EMF even it is at every instant equal to and in our opposition to V1. It is also known as counter EMF or back EMF of the primary. Similarly, there is produced in the secondary and induced EMF E2, which is known as mutually induced EMF. The instantaneous value of applied voltage, induced EMF, flux, and magnetizing current are shown by sinusoidal wave. They are shown in the vertical representation of the effective value of the above quantities. EMF equation of a transformer. EMF equation of a transformer, let N1 equal to number of turns in primary. Let N1 equal to number of turns in primary. N2 equal to number of turns in secondary. N1 equal to number of turns in primary. N2 equal to number of turns in secondary. Pi maximum flux in bore in Webers. So another formula of flux density, flux equal to Bmax into area. Bmax means flux density, maximum flux density into area. F equal to frequency of AC input in hertz. As shown in figure, the flux is increases from its zero position to zero value to maximum value. So maximum value equal to pi max in one quarter of the cycle, that is in 1/4 of 1/4f seconds. This exercise represents is a frequency, time, y-axis represents the flux. Now rate of change of flux per turn means induced EMF in volts. So average EMF turns equal to 4f pi max volts. If a flux pi requires sinusoidally, the RMS value of induced EMF is obtained by multiplying the average value with the form factor. So with the form factor formula equal to RMS value by average value equal to 1.11. So RMS value of EMF per turn equal to 1.11 into 4f into pi max equal to total value is 4.44 f into pi max volts. So 4.44 into flux density, maximum flux in the core, units of flow volts. Now RMS value of the induced EMF in the whole of primary winding. So whole of primary winding. Now RMS value of the induced EMF in the whole of primary winding equal to induced EMF per turn into number of primary turns. So E1 equal to primary side, E1 equal to 4.44 into F into N1 into pi max. So 4.44 into flux frequency into N1 into flux value equal to flux formula equal to B max into area. This is equation for first equation. Similarly, RMS value of induced EMF in the secondary is E2 equal to 4.44 into F into N2 into pi max. So 4.44 into F into N2 into B max, flux value equal to B max, flux density into area. This is equation for second. It is seen from equation 1 and equation 2 and second that E1 by N1 equal to E2 by N2 equal to 4.44 into flux into pi max. This is equation for third. It means that EMF turns in is the same in both primary and secondary winding in an ideal transformer on no load. V1 equal to E1 and V2 equal to E2, where V2 is the secondary terminal voltage. So in ideal transformer on no load, V1 equal to E1 and E2 is equal to E2, where V2 is the secondary terminal voltage. So secondary terminal voltage. The no load current I0 is simulated by pure inductance X0, taking the magnetizing component I mu and non-inductive resistance R0, taking the working components IW connected in parallel across the primary circuit as shown in figure. The value of X0 is equal to E1 by I mu. I mu means active components, and R0 equal to parameters of R0 equal to E1 by IW working components, magnetizing current, and I mu is equal to magnetizing current, IW is a working component and active current. So next topic is ideal transformer action. So ideal transformer. So ideal transformer means there is a no losses. So ideal transformer. So Lenz law. It is used. This is a transformer. Stationary coil, time varying flux due to AC current flow. A flux produced by one coil must link to another coil to induced voltage. So one coil produced by one coil must link to another coil to induced voltage. This is called the primary supply voltage, so primary AC supply. This is a self-induced EMF, and E is equal to induced voltage has opposite polarity from source. E1 is equal to minus E1 minus N1 d pi by dt, d pi max by dt. As a secondary terminal, secondary E2 equal to minus N2 d pi max by dt. So ideal transformer action for sinusoidal sources. Primary E E suffix P equal to primary induced EMF equal to 4.44 NP into F into pi max. ES secondary induced EMF equal to 4.44 into NS into frequency into pi max. Dividing the both equations gives EP by primary induced EMF by secondary induced EMF equal to 4.44 into NP into number of turns, primary turns into F into frequency into pi max divided by 4.44 into NS, secondary turns into frequency pi max. So where primary EP equal to E suffix P equal to voltage induced in the primary in volts. ES is voltage induced in the secondary volts. NP is equal to turns in the primary coil. NS is equal to turns in the secondary coil. Voltage ratios equals the turns ratio. EP by E1 ES is equal to NP by NS is equal to voltage relationship for ideal transformer. Voltage relationship for ideal transformer. Sorry. Assumptions for ideal transformer operation. First one is all flux produced in the primary coil links to the secondary coil. Second one is no core losses due to the hysteresis or eddy currents. Third one is no power losses. Permeability. Fourth one is permeability is defined infinity. No saturation, no magnetizing. Five. Fifth one is windings have zero resistance. Sixth one is no current required to magnetizing the iron core. For ideal transformer, K equal to, so means a transformation ratio, so indicates the constant term as like A or K. It is used to alphabets is A or K. A is a represented the transformation ratio. A equal to EP by ES is equal to NP by NS is equal to VP by ES. So where A is equal to turns ratio, VP is equal to V suffix P is equal to nameplate rated to primary voltage higher volts. NS is equal to nameplate rated to secondary terminal voltage. So EP is the induced primary voltage. ES is equal to induced secondary voltage. So ideal transformer equation with the voltage ratio A equal to EP by AS is equal to NP by NS. So EP is equal to K into ES. The turns ratio is a scalar introduced no power shifting. Operant power balance EP into EP into EMF, primary EMF into primary current equal to secondary EMF into secondary current equal to SP into SP is equal to SS. So no power losses in ideal transformer. Apparent power balance. Apparent power balance. So current ratio for primary current by secondary current equal to 1 by A. 1 by A. So primary current equal to 1 by A into IS. 1 by A means inversely the current ratio is the inverse of the voltage ratio. So current ratio is the inverse of the voltage ratio. Next one. Next one is transformer with losses but no magnetic leakage. We will consider two cases when such as transformer is on no load and when it is loaded. Transformer on no load. The core losses and copper losses are neglected in the case of ideal transformer, but in practical conditions, when an actual transformer is put on load, there is iron losses in the core and copper losses in the winding. So both primary and secondary, and these losses are not entirely negligible. The primary input under no load conditions has to supply iron losses in the core, hysteresis losses and eddy current losses. And second one is a very small amount of copper losses in primary. No load input power W naught equal to V1 into I naught cos pi naught, where cos pi is the primary power factor under no load condition. A no load condition of an actual transformer is shown in vectorially as seen from figure. Primary current I naught has two components. First one is one in phase with V1. This is known as active or working or iron losses component. IW because it mainly supplies the iron losses plus a small quantity of primary copper losses. Second one is the other component is in quadrature with V1 and is known as magnetizing component I mu because its function is to sustain the alternating flux in the core. It is quartless. Obviously, I naught is the vector sum of IW and I mu. Hence, I naught equal to under root of I mu square plus IW square. The no load primary current I naught is very small as compared to the full load primary current. As I naught is very small, the no load primary copper losses is negligibly small, which means that no load primary input is practically equal to the iron losses in the transformer. Since the core losses are responsible for shift in the current vector, angle pi naught is known as hysteresis angle of advance. So the vector diagram of there is no load transformer. There is a no load transformer. X-axis represents as flux and y-axis represented voltage, and there is a no load current I naught. So in phase with the magnetizing current in phase with the flux. So IW is equal to working component or iron component and active iron components of iron component. Working components are the in phase with the voltage, supply voltage V1. This is a vector diagram. E1 and E2 is the equal to the equal. There is no load condition of an actual transformer. One in phase with the V1, that this is known as active and working components of iron losses IW, because it mainly supplies the iron losses plus small quantity of primary copper losses. The other components is known in quadrature with V1 and is known as magnetizing component I mu, because of the function is sustain the alternating flux in the core is main Bartlett's. The no load primary current I naught is very small as compared to the full load primary current. As I naught is very small, the no load primary copper losses is negligible small, which means that no load primary input is practically equal to the iron losses in the transformer. Since the core losses is responsible for shift in the core current, vector angle phi naught is known as hysteresis angle of advance. There is one next one is this is the transformer on no load condition. This is a transformer on no load condition, is a no load condition transformer. Thank you.